Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Arya Whitner, and this is your Mae Young Classic audio report for Wednesday, October 10th, 2018. Is a date that only comes once in a century, 10, 10, 18. So the Sweet 16 comes to an end tonight. It feels like it just began, partly because it did last week. And I gotta admit, I was disappointed because finally, after the first 4 weeks, the announcers finally changed their clothes last week, and now they're wearing the same outfits they did last week. It's almost as if the show got taped in advance, where they just taped a whole boatload of shows all at once to air later. So we start this week with Io Shirai going 1-1 with Zeuxis. In the first round, Shirai blitzed Zaya Brookside and route to an easy win, while Zeuxis had a harder time of it, but still defeated Ariel Monroe. All of the non-Ronda Rousey horsewomen were at ringside, so Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Marina Shafir were there for this one anyway. Io finally faced her first consistent bit of disadvantage as she went for a springboard water maneuver, but Zeuxis forearmed her, then slid into her arm and shoulder with a baseball slide dropkick. Shirai did not stay down long as she made her comeback. It included a suicide dive where I legitimately was concerned that she hadn't dove out far enough and was about to land on her head. Thankfully, she was A-okay and the match continued. Zeuxis missed a moonsault and Shirai went for one, but got tripped on the top rope. Shirai blocked the top rope Spanish fly, hit a Frankensteiner, and a moonsault for the win. And now Shirai moves on to the quarterfinals to meet the winner of our next match, which is Deonna Purrazzo versus Xia Li. There is a chance that if you take a drink every time someone calls Deonna Purrazzo the virtuosa, you will have liver poisoning by the end of this tournament. Ricochet, who about 20 minutes prior to this retained the NXT North American title, was sitting at ringside watching on. In prior rounds, Purrazzo defeated Priscilla Kelly, while Xia Li got the win over Karen Q. We had some nice mat wrestling early on, but Li quickly got tired of that and decided to start her kickboxing training. And on top of that, decided to use Deonna Purrazzo as a heavy bag. Li used a jumpy kick from the middle rope, which did not, I repeat, did not shatter her leg on live TV. Purrazzo got tired of being kicked, so she returned the favor, concentrating on the arm of Xia Li. Li came back and managed to use the three limbs Deonna wasn't concentrating on to make her black and blue. Li dove from the middle rope, but we never found out what she was going for, as on her way down, she got caught in a Fujiwara armbar, and she had to tap out. So Deonna Purrazzo is now the wrestler to take on Io Shirai in the quarterfinals. Nicole Matthews versus Tegan Knox was our next bout. Since last seen beating Isla Dawn, Nicole has been in the news, being banned from the United States for 5 years due to visa issues. Now, I don't know if there's anything she can do to dispute that and, try to get all of her paperwork, taken care of so she can return to the U.S., because I really think if it wasn't for that, she would, I think she'd be signed, but unfortunately her paperwork was a little screwy, and, well, this is what happens when that happens. Not reading spoilers in advance, but I'm imagining Nicole will not be in the finals and will not be wrestling at WWE Evolution. Tegan Knox, who is Michael Cole's favorite, had defeated Zatara in the first round, and this is the famous match that Renee Young previewed a few weeks ago by calling it, and I quote, a pound-for-pound hard-way match, whatever that is. Nicole was taking her immigration frustration out on Tegan's chest as she laid in the strikes, chops, kicks, drop kicks, grinding the elbow in on the covers. Basically, Tegan's chest was, there to be hit, and Nicole was happy to do it. So Tegan returned the favor, which made Nicole make the, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened to me face. Tegan's offense did not last long, as Nicole just enjoyed delivering strikes to her foe. Tegan fired up, screamed to the crowd, and almost got locked into a lion tamer. Thankfully, she avoided that. She hit a cannonball in the corner, and then a shining wizard out of nowhere for the sudden victory. And now disposed of the sobbing Matthews, Tegan Knox will take on Rhea Ripley next up. And then already it's main event time. It is the former WWE Divas Champion, the winner of NXT Season 3, Kaitlyn, going one-on-one with the former Impact Knockouts Champion, Mia Yim. Mia, by the way, defeated Allison Kay, another former Impact alumna, in the first round, while Kaitlyn polished off Kavita Devi. Mia had her hand taped, and the story of this match was that Mia was an idiot, because despite her hand being taped, despite having an injury to that hand suffered in her opening round match, she figured, what the hell, I'll still use my hand to deliver offensive moves. And that came back to bite her in the butt a few times. She used that injured hand first to chop Kaitlyn, which hurt her more than it did her foe. Kaitlyn, in the wonkiest part of the match, used a cannonball in the corner, and then she went for a cover. Got a 1 count, by the way. But in this cover, she picked up Mia's legs like she's going for a jackknife cradle, but in the middle of it changed her mind and just went for a normal pin, but she was already in position, so it's like she went for just a normal cover while between Mia's legs, and there was no weight on Mia's shoulders. Shockingly, Mia did not stay down for that one. Since Mia couldn't use her right hand, she used her foot and kicked at the hamstrings of Kaitlyn before using a standing figure 4 leg lock. Mia then forgot that her hand hurt for a second and swung for the fences at her fallen and grounded foe, but Kaitlyn moved out of the way and Mia punched the mat. Kaitlyn channeled inner Marty Scurll and locked on a handhold, twisting it around, trying to force a tap out. Didn't work. Kaitlyn's leg bruises at this point were shining through as she threw her entire body at Mia at one point. Mia Yim begged for mercy, but Kaitlyn showed no mercy. Kaitlyn kicked out of Soul Food, which is the same as Gail Kim's Eat Defeat, and hit her spear, which the entire crowd got up and bought as the finish, but Mia kicked out. Mia then locked on the knee bar for the submission win. A very good match, even more so considering how bad Kaitlyn's match was in the first round. Easily the best match of the night, but still not quite as good as the 2 matches we had last week. Now Mia Yim goes to the quarterfinals for a match against Toni Storm. So that does it for another week here at the Mae Young Classic. I do want to thank you all for listening. The quarterfinals begin next week, and I'll talk to you all again in 7 days.